Hi, it's Wasabi. Welcome back to the channel. Alright, we've got a battle on the Pearl River map, and I've actually got this battle from one of my subscribers from the EU server. So it's Emil Lubovich, who's in the Charlemagne, which is a tier 8-ish premium heavy tank that's only available through the ranked battle shop. Cost 15,000 bombs at the time that it was released. It came out for the ranked battle season in September last year. So I haven't seen much of this tank at all. Probably helps a bit when people are playing against it, but they don't necessarily know where the weak spots are. Now, I'm going to tell you about the Charlemagne. I'm just going to review it on my channel, which you can find. It's 120mm gun. It's called a low velocity gun. So the standard round is 220mm penetration and has an alpha damage of 440 average. The shot velocity of the standard rounds is just under 600 meters per second, so it's definitely a low velocity there. It's not. You think that for an HE round is actually an AP round, and the premium round is AP as well, but the shell velocity at least increases to just over 900, it's 920 odd meters per second, and it increases to 270. So pretty decent for a tier 8. Anyway, it's certainly on its own, but luckily in this battle it's an all tier 8 battle. This is on the Pearl River map, and it's an encounter battle, so one cat area in the centre. Let's just make the mini-map a little bit larger to show you how the tanks are spread across the terrain here. He's got pretty good gun depression and making the best use of it. He's got lots of tanks in front of him, so he's got the ability to farm a bit of damage here, I would think. And he's got tanks from both sides, which is helping to keep these guys in front of him looking in different directions, which means he's got the chance to put in some side shots. And there the Lancer C right there pays the price. Gets a nice shot aside from Emil's gun, and he's got the brass down below. He gets a nice high roll there for 87, very decent amount of damage there. So with these big alpha guns are on song, you can rack up some damage pretty quickly. So we'll see how well he's doing. He's nearly 2,000 I should say. In fact, that's just taken him over 2,000. So we've gone past the points of his own tank, so it's always a good starting point you want to be able to do. And he's got some tanks in front of him that he can just keep facing towards his strong frontal armour, particularly with the turret. And he's looking to go through these tanks here at the back and get that 53 TP to sit still. I'm sure he can get his gun down. We saw the gun bloom just before when he was on the move, really quite large, so it pays to basically sit still when you can and let your aim close in to get the smallest dispersion that you can. So this is this 53 TP. There's a bit of blind shot there. Not sure if that went in. 53 TP seems to be dodging it around quite successfully. He's in a very hold-down position here. But in any case, he's deciding to push forward here. Can he get rid of the ML2? There he goes. Aims quite carefully. Bounces then coming around from the ML, and also takes him around on his gun from a US-3 that we haven't seen. So far hasn't taken any damage, which is interesting. Although first bit of damage there, the 53 TP firing HE. Now this is something I've started to see in games. It's a bit odd. It could be deemed a mistake. Then we switch to an AP round, so maybe it was a mistake. Key for the HE round is right next to your repair key, so it could be what it is. But luckily he's not taken too much damage so far. Even now they're slightly more exposed position. So his team's not doing too well. They're down 2 tanks, but they're down a significant amount of hit points. And although I'm told this is going to be a good game, I haven't seen the end result, so we'll have to see what happens. But definitely he's going to help rectify. Now he does let that aim settle in. He does get the hit on the 53 TP, and the 53 TP firing HE again. So he's switching back between HE and AP. So I don't think that's a mistake. doing deliberately, but why exactly, I wouldn't know. Unless it's to do the incremental bits of damage as much as you can. If your AP rounds are not going through, maybe you should get damage that way. But you'd have to fire a lot of rounds to get even half the health of the Charlemagne out of the way. So he fires another snapshot there, and again, not getting anywhere near it. So again, that's the gun bloom on the move, which is really not too handy. But okay, he's found the Udyr 03, who looks like he's sitting still now. He's jammed in place. A bit hard to tell. Taking there from the 53 TP, so he's finally taking some damage there. But now he bounces the next round coming in and gets the kill shot. So he's picked up 4 kills already, so having a pretty handy game. The gap, I was going to say he's got back to 2, but now it's back to 3. And he's got a chance to get rid of the M2Y down there, but that shot just ricocheted off the turret there. Getting the most desirable angle. And he's just going to line him up again. Goes through the front and gets the kill. And bounces another incoming round there, so he's bounced a fair bit of damage here. 2.4k of damage he's bounced already, so pretty handy armour. And he's got that T103 down below. And he gets another kill there, so it's racked up 6 kills already, so that's a top gun. And that's just ticked him over 5k damage, so really getting good results out of his gun. Luckily, carrying a fair bit of ammunition. So, the enemy's on cap, so that's one thing. So you can look at the hit point disadvantage. He is now standing against 4 tanks, well, no, against 3. And actually, just wondering, I didn't notice whether he was standing alone against 5 tanks before. If that's the case, he would be up for a Kolobanovs medal. So I have to check when we see the end results. But in any case, he's on 7 kills, and there are 3 tanks left in the game. So if he's going to win this game, either have to cap out, which is unlikely, or get 3 kills. Bounces around from the LT432. Now, just to interrupt that train of thought, he is going after the WZ-120-1FT, the Chinese tank destroyer. He seems to be running away at a fairly fast rate because it's definitely not in view here. That's dragging him further and further away from the cap, so I'm not sure if that's a good idea. But let's see what he finds. No, he's turning around, okay. He thinks the LT432 will keep coming after him and he can take a chunk out of him. That's probably a better idea than he's bringing him back towards the cap. Alright, so what we're saying, he's got 7 kills, there are 3 tanks left in the game. That is a Pools medal, if he can pull it off. No, that wasn't supposed to be a pun, so sorry about that. But yes, he will definitely be on for a Pools medal if he can get 10 kills. Alright, so how's he going to do this? There's 2,000 hit points of damage left in the game as well. He's on 5.6. If he's going to get those kills, he's going to end up with a stack of damage for a tier 8. It's going to be a very impressive game, and maybe that's what we're waiting for. LT432 lands a shot on him, so that's definitely whittling down his health. And then he's got the IS-3 who luckily just missed. He aims in, gets a nice shot through the front, leaves him one-shottable. Very cleverly put some hard things between him and the IS-3 to reload, but the IS-3 can't even land a shot on him, and he gets the kill shot. So down to 2 tanks now. He's got his 8 kills, so 2 to go, and there's still 5.5 minutes to go in the game, so plenty of time, and one of them is on cap, and who have we got? Is it the LT? Hotel. Can't see him, but he gets spotted. So very good camo that LT432 must have. So possibly running auto Philo noise exhaust system, or a camo head. It's a bit hard to tell, but it's definitely lit coming down there he is, the LT-432. So, interesting. Maybe he fired and it's what exposed him before, but he does get a shot into him, and that makes him one-shottable. So, right now, we saw the WZ-120-1FT had something like 24 hit points left on him, so it's one shot for each of those two tanks. So at this point of the game, you would be sweating. Oh, I would be definitely sweating. I would probably not be able to drive my tank right now. This is, yeah, I'm pretty sure of yourself to close this sort of game out. But plenty of time, and that means, yeah, calm down, take your time. You've still got quite a few hit points left. You just need to line them up, and this is a bit lucky that it is an encounter that they'll have to kill him or cap out, and there's enough time for them to cap out, by the way. I mean, but them capping out means that he's got the opportunity to come down and poke at them while they're capping. Now it's an odd cap here actually. This is encounter game on this map is quite interesting. There's an exit on this cap area which goes back down through those rocks that you can see, the big pile of rocks, and goes down to the water. So it's a very odd shaped cap. So there's a lot of tanks here that have died defending this cap area. We've got 4 of them right here. Anyway, he got spotted going in. Now that's interesting. There's no one there, right there. So it's either a tank above him, just to the left of the picture, right here above those cliffs, or they're a bit further away. It's a bit hard to tell. But it looks like he's trying to make a bit of a nest out of these dead tanks here to give him some protection. It's not going to protect him from the cliff area above. That's definitely something that he's exposed to. But at least that's advertising his presence. He's trying to draw them towards him by being on the cap. That's their tactic. Now he's spotted. Okay, there's the LT-432. The LT could get an angle on him. He won't there, but if he goes a bit to the left or the right, he'll be able to fire down sideways, which will help him. But not good for Emil. Oh, and there you go, that's the LT is run all the way down there and put a shot into his side. So this is the dangerous part here. Now, this is showing the cap area coming down to the river area, and they found the WZ as well. He's come right around, and now he's above him. So Emil backs right off into the water. And it means the LT-432 will have to make a really big move to come around and get him. Now he's spotted there, he's proxy spotted by the WZ. So I don't know where it is, there's no dramas. But that's not necessarily to his disadvantage. Now we're down to the last 2 minutes, so he's probably got to try and get rid of these 2 tanks here, or they need to get rid of him really to win as well. There's no time for 2 tanks to cap. So it's pretty much a do or die. So the problem is he's got to take on both of these tanks at the same time, and if they club up together, that is going to be his downfall. Fires a shot there towards the WZ, and unfortunately that bounces off. So trying to get an angle, and there's the LT-432 behind him, and that's one more shot, potentially 2 more shots from the LT. In fact, that's 2 shots, and he gets the kill shot. That's the luckiest snapshot you're going to see in a while. So in danger of falling off the cliff here, which is also a bit nerve-wracking. But now 1 shot on the WZ, and that's the kill. He's got 1 minute to do it, and he needs to do it without getting shot himself. He's got 51 hit points left. The WZ's got 24. So each of them can 1-shot each other. Here we go, he's got his opportunity, yes, and here we go, gets the WZ before he can get his gun down. He had to push, and that was no choice there. Great result. Let's go and have a look at the details. Alright, well here are the results, and you won't see these very often. So let's have a look at the basic stats though. 10 kills, and that's given him the Pools medal. 6984 basic damage, or call it 7k. That's given the high caliber award for the most damage and more than 20% of the total hit pool. He's bounced 3440, and that's given a steel wall. And he's also got 1170 of sister damage there, so that's 8.1k of combined damage. But just as important as the pool medal, he's got the Kolobanovs medal. So that's surviving a battle where you won against 5 enemy tanks there. And of course the Ace Tanker Mastery Badge. Now he's got a very decent amount of credits and EXP. So let's see how that went to the team score. Well, he's finished well on top there. 2151 base. That's a very impressive level at tier 8. He's got nearly 3 times, well, more than 3 times the damage of the next highest tank there, which damage-wise is the Borsig. And then on the enemy team, the LT432 basically almost carried the game. He really had a good chance to win that one, but it's a bit unfortunate. He might have ended up with an ace tanker himself, getting 748 in a losing team, but doing over 3.2k in a light tank is always very impressive. And the M3Y getting 3.1k as well. So to get these sort of scores, you do need your team to be, not so good, but just enough to hold the enemy off and not get completely wiped out. So it's a very fine line, and you won't get this in your career too often. I don't think I've got a pools medal at all. I've got the 8 kill award, which is the Radley Walters, but no pools medal, unfortunately. Certainly not at this tier anyway, maybe at lower tiers. So anyway, what did it cost him? Well, he fired 30 shots, 23 hit. So there you go. We're talking about the gun bloom, particularly turret rotation or tank on the move. 20 of the shots that he actually hit penetrated, and he fired a mix of his ammunition actually. So yeah, let's have a look at the costs there. So he had personal reserves running, which always helps. So 310,000 before costs, and he spent 124 on ammo, and then on the consumables 26. So that's premium plus 2 standard ones. But he ended up with a net profit 152. So great result there. So as was passed to me saying it was going to be a good thing, that's a very impressive battle. Anyway, congratulations to Emil Lubovic. Excellent result. Great game, and probably the best one I've been able to show on this channel so far, I would have to say. Certainly, if you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. It certainly helps the performance of the video, gives it access to more people, which always helps me. If you haven't subscribed already and you're watching this for the first time, well, welcome to the channel, but also we'd appreciate you subscribing. In any case, we'll have more great content to follow. Maybe not quite to top this for some time, but we'll see how that goes. And thanks very much for watching.